Welcome to episode 4 of the Society for No, every week. Every week. Welcome to episode 4 for the
Check out the hat. We got merch.
welcome
We
to
have a
episode
merch.
4 of the Society for Exploration and Adventure presents the Guild 6 months later. Was going to say 46 degrees off center like the logo on my hat, but I think it's probably closer to around 147 degrees off center. Roy Michaels, your GM this evening, and with me is Ben, John, Mac, and Marshall. Let's recap. Last time we met, we went through the back half of the party's time at the Academy. Dominic met a nice gentleman that works for the Guild in a position that of the leadership of the Haven Project, a small project to try to identify what to do when the Angel Stones run out.
Great guy. Love him.
Yes, the Shadow Man, Damien, and Verity had a short-lived but heated romance that ended in not the best terms, and we finished with Alice getting a letter from home in which she found out that her mother's memory, which was already failing, has completely failed. In a moment of anger and grief, Alice destroyed all her experiments in the lab and then applied the paste to a cut in her forehead.
Rage alchemy.
Rage alchemy.
Oh, that's what that is?
And then the party said goodbye, off for 6 months of their apprenticeship in the field, where they learned how to be a real adventurer in practice, not just in theory. Now, 6 months later, we open on Borum coming through a portal with the journeyman he was assigned to back to the Citadel. How has Borum changed in his time away?
I would say that the simplest way of describing it is basically just more self-confidence in himself and what he's doing.
Awesome. And what has Borum ended up choosing as his specialty?
Cleric, focusing on the healing aspects of and assisting others through the
Divine
spellcasting,
magic.
magic style stuff, and then with a focus on animal domain and then the artifice domain, more specifically alchemy. So he gets potions that he can hand out and he can talk to animals.
No way that he shared a room with Alice for any length of time, right? Having been out in the wider world, the Citadel seems both bigger and smaller than you remember it. It's still the largest city in the world, but coming through the portal now, you remember back your first day here at the Academy and how big and wonderful everything seemed. And now, 7 years at the Academy, then 6 months in the field, ready to be an adventurer's guild apprentice, assigned to a town. It's home, but it's got everything that comes with being home, and the familiarity involved. You guys make your way from the portal park, and you check in now, not into Underhill, where the Academy is, but into the quarters for an unsworn apprentice, which is essentially like a big dorm-like building where this time of year they use it for apprentices who have finished their 6-month field time but haven't sworn to the guild. The rest of the year it'll be used for adventurers who come in from one of the towns they're assigned to and need to spend the night at the Citadel for whatever reason. So just a temporary assignment or quarters. But it's a fairly nice room. Think of it like a hotel room. A bed, a small desk, chamber pot, basin to wash up in. Over the next day, everyone but Damien makes it back. So, first Dominic, then Alice, and then Verity at the end, doubtless held up for some scheme or another. That night, you guys meet up at the Lost Greenhorn. This is tradition where all the unsworn apprentices meet. So it is crowded, but you're able to find a table. Strangely, this one too is Duke marked in it, but you don't see him.
Guys, seriously, why do we always have to take his table? Like,
I think
how do you do this? How do you find this?
I think it's like he thinks that every table is him. He just goes around the world marking tables.
I mean, what was his talent? Like, what was his skill he was working on? I mean, maybe he was in the woodwork and he just likes putting it in everywhere.
He's really fascinated with tables.
He
He
was.
could make a good. Maybe he'll make a good carpenter someday.
Yeah,
I mean, who knows?
what
He
was
could be
Duke?
very good Excel champion. So
Yes.
Yeah.
Duke. What was Duke?
I don't know. He was like a couple of years older than us. I mean, by now he would be done with his vicarage, wouldn't he?
Yes. Duke was a nature domain cleric with the wood subdomain. And an archetype that only gave him one domain.
That's right. He never wore shoes. He was one of those I don't wear shoes so I can feel closer to the planet kind of guys.
But
I
then
remember
when he
thinking that
was,
was
he
weird.
only wore clogs.
Yes. Weird fellow.
You know, admittedly, he did know how to work the clogs. Like the confidence carried that entirely.
Yeah.
You think it's because they were wood too?
Yeah. It's all coming together. Either way, Borum, you're right. I don't know how this keeps happening. We just keep. It's like there's like a Duke table seeking spell on us.
Alice, how have you changed in the 6 months away?
So, personality-wise, not too much. Alice was accompanying a rather incompetent wizard, and so this has not really changed her perception that magic is a crutch for some people. But it did give her some experience by helping him organize his spell book every so often. So she now has a better appreciation of what it can do and what she can get out of it. I think the biggest change would be the physical one, because in the last 6 months, that fungal medley that she had applied to her self that one night has quite literally mushroomed into a large cream-colored death cap mushroom that is now ingrained on top of her head, like a big wide-brimmed cap.
Alice, I like your hat.
Oh, so that is very nice. It is actually not a hat. It is actually attached to my brainstem.
What?
Yeah, that doesn't seem like a very
Should it be?
good
Yes.
choice. I
I
feel like
mean-
you should get that taken care of.
Well,
Did-
I guess the caveat would be
You-
like you've always kind of trusted the mushrooms a
Did
lot.
did this happen
You know, I've
on
learned
accident?
a lot of healing things. You want me to?
Oh no! This is not.
I can take a look at it.
This is not a bad
Yeah.
thing. This is
Borum
part of
has
it.
stuff.
It is how it's my thesis. Maybe is the best way to be putting this.
You're still
so-
doing homework?
I mean, we're always doing work, and sometimes I work from home, and so there's homework.
I'm not.
We have to. Learning is lifelong.
Oh yeah, for sure. But like you're like you grew a thing on your head for school. That's really, I mean, that's dedication. That's something I've always loved about you, Alice. You're the most dedicated person I've ever met to people, to their work, to everything.
So this is very nice.
Fashion-wise, I mean, it is a good look for you. Like
It's a
you look
statement.
fantastic.
Yeah, I'm thinking I am setting a trend, but it is maybe not something that everyone will want to do. It's a bit more of a procedure than the tattoos.
Please feel free to say no.
Tat-
Can I touch
Tattoos
it?
break the skin.
Okay.
What did you do, Alice?
Okay. Like it's totally chill if you say no. Can I?
No,
Can I touch
I mean,
it?
Yes, you
really
can
want
touch the mushroom, but I would not then lick your finger. Maybe that's maybe not a good idea.
maybe
I'm kidding.
later
I'm
because
kidding. I'm kidding. It is fine.
I'm pretty hungry. So, what does it feel like as I rub your mushroom head?
Like a mushroom?
I hadn't prepared these notes. Uh, it feels like a single going
trying
down
to be
your
really
spine.
delicate.
You know, like you get a shiver down your spine when there's something with the foot. Like,
Trying to be really delicate as to not like puncture it somehow.
And it just stays on there.
yeah, and it grows pretty quickly. It seems to have reached its shape now.
Smells good.
Is it difficult to like sleep in it at all?
You would think so, but then you could either get like a little neck pillow, which I am using, or sometimes it's also kind of squishy, and then I can just like squish down. And, it's
I
not
mean,
so bad.
again,
So-
this doesn't
so
seem
it's
like
like-
a good idea.
A built-in pillow to your head, and then like, what does it other than just general like being a mushroom? If it's like attached to you, there's gotta be like a function to
like
it.
what is the thesis trying to prove? And if you're done, when you finish, will it go away, or is that just like your head now?
So these are questions that will pan out in further experimentation. But
cool.
it is so the way that these kind of mushrooms work is they have a mycorrhizal connection, so they connect to they form a mutual relationship with the roots of the trees, and so then they give and take the nutrients in water and help that stuff, and so it is actually quite beneficial. The experiment is to see how beneficial it can be for the body as a kind of root system, like the sort of nerves as a sort of root system, and seeing if the mushrooms can enhance that.
So like on a neurological scale, and seeing how it interacts with sentience rather than non-sentient organic materials.
Yeah, genau. So that's exactly right. And so I have this little sort of catalyst, this I call it gonatogen. It's sort of like a mutagen, but for the mind. And so you drink that, and then it activates a lot of sort of like a fertilizer for the mushroom, and then it really kind of starts to enhance the brain power. Sometimes it makes you think clearly, it makes you think sharply.
Oh, so like go juice.
Yeah.
Wait,
Okay.
so like you can do like what I do with my body, but like with your brain.
Yeah, and potions and stuff. You feed it, and then it goes.
Brain grows muscle.
Well, I mean, if it's part of you, isn't it not you? It's you.
Your brain. Can you flex your brain?
It is. I mean, it is sort of a question of like all of the little, things in your stomach and in your eyebrows and all these little things that you can see with enough like glasses and stuff. Are they part of you, or are they not? Because if they're helping you eat the food and stuff, are they
Well,
part of
yeah,
you?
but like those things generally aren't like literally connected to you. The way you phrased it, like it's rooted in your brainstem, makes it physically connected and interfacing with you. So, like from there, what I'm curious is, like, do you consider it like? Do you consider the mushroom you, or do you consider the mushroom more of a tool?
I am thinking it is more of a tour right now, but because I've only had it growing for the past 6 months, so. But maybe if I am looking in the mirror in a little while, then I'm thinking it is part of me. I'm already very used to it in my body, so maybe it is a part of me. That is a philosophical question that I have not entirely cognized.
I mean, yeah, like that's something we can always continue discussing. Cause...
You see Dominic off to the side trying to like flex his brain, just like straining, like trying to like.
Those
I
are
don't,
good.
You're starting to look constipated.
I don't think it's working. I
Pretzel.
don't think it works the same.
How has Dominic changed in the last 6 months?
Oh boy. So when you last saw him, he was like, just starting with physical. When you last saw him, he was like a cool like 6'8", like maybe like 180, 200. Now he is a full-fledged like 7 foot, 285 so he's like towering over everything. Hair like long, like shoulder, like down to like kind of the collarbone, like golden blonde, just beyond jacked, but is like has this new demeanor of being, while there is some of that kind of like sea strike dumbassery still in there, he is different in that he has become extremely zen, and has started practicing tai chi, meditates all the time, and like has fully learned to harness the anger and rage with that's like coursing through his literal veins to a way where he can activate it without having to be triggered by anything causing that anger. Like he can activate it at will, and the meditation helps with that, but like, you know, of course something here or there might send it flying off the handle out of nowhere, especially if Damien is ever in trouble. But for this purpose, he's just like more like soft spoken, and just like voices a lot lower, and just kind of has like a calm, like statue presence about him, and it's just like really kind. As far as like how he's changed in those 6 months, like what happened, you know, a lot of, you know, training, a lot of fighting, a lot of just like protecting some nondescript village. But in the one of the nondescript villages, he met this person named Annie, and fully head over heels, heels over 7 foot head, fell in love, and had a whirlwind like Notebook, La La Land-esque romance. Like we're talking like, you know, spinning around in the middle of the street, and like, you know, her parents were like, "You're not dating a guild member. It's the last thing I do." And we were just so deeply, madly in love. And like to this day, like I'm convinced that I will never love anyone that much. And the day and this is just between the players, but I was this close to leaving the guild for her, and I decided to fulfill my responsibilities. And the departure day was rough, and he's still not over it, but he's kind of keeping that part of it.
Is he
You can tell, but it's like it's there. But you can tell, but he's trying to hide it.
Or less over it than Damien?
I'd say more over it in like an acceptance way, but like not over it in like the pain is still very fresh. It's in a much more like adult way, I would say. It's in a much more like we had like a real like 4 to 5, or probably like 5 and 7/8 month long kind of summer romance. And, you know, to the point where, you know, by month 3 you're like, we're gonna run away together, and it's like the whole thing. And to know that like circumstantially it just can't work out is the most devastating. But yeah, and that's what I would say is the biggest thing. And the other minor things, he has this giant sword that is taller than probably all 3 of you combined. Like,
oh yeah,
specifically you 3.
So much.
Like, just I mean, it does. It's, you know, it is a mechanically an oversized bastard sword, but it's just like one of those giant like fuck off anime swords, like just like, and but it's like, you know, no big deal. He's just chilling. And yeah, I would say those are the biggest difference. And then is also, and in this very moment, like very concerned of like, where the hell is Damien?
So what you're saying is that Dominic at 17 got his first girlfriend, and like all 17-year-olds thought they were going to get married.
I would say at this point, well, like that's a question. What exact age are we roughly like on this day?
17.
Okay, so yes, exactly. Yes. Was like the first like serious relationship,
Yeah.
where you're like, this is it.
Yeah, somewhere between 17 and 19, because Alice has been there a
Yeah.
year longer than you guys, but in general. All right, and Verity, what has Heim done for the queen of the academy?
I think she looks tired and kind of worn out, and that their apprenticeship did not go as well as they had expected. Like, all the academic part of it went fine, but the issue came from where there was an inkling there would be an issue, and that was with Perdite, Verity's shadow. Because Verity would be traveling with their instructor, and they would be trying to, like, do what they were supposed to do and help people out, but, like, people after a while start noticing Perdite and be like, what the fuck? And I think Perdite didn't really like all the change either, so was constantly, like, pestering Verity about, I wanna go back.
I missed the partisan.
Fine, just let me fucking sleep for once. Holy shit, I want to sleep without you running your goddamn mouth.
I don't see why you can't sleep.
Because you don't shut up. Like, you didn't have this problem there. Like, I miss them
Just
too.
ignore
But,
me.
like, you are very difficult to ignore.
I'm a shadow.
Unfortunately, you're right, but you're always with me.
I mean, I'm
That's
just like right behind you all the time. Like that's what a shadow's supposed to do.
But
I
you
just don't see why you
have-
can't ignore me. I ignore
Because
you
you
all the
didn't-
time.
You didn't
But
talk
I'm just
this
saying
much
that, like.
before. You didn't talk
But I'm
this
just
much
saying.
before. I spent
I'm
a
not
lot
even
of
really talking that much.
You've been
Why
talking a
are you complaining?
You've been
Why
talking
are
a
you
lot.
complaining?
You've been
Why are
talking
you
a lot more
complaining?
because you don't shut the fuck up. Oh my god, shut the fuck up.
All right, fine. I'm gonna shut the fuck up. That's what you want. I'm gonna shut the fuck up. I'm shutting the fuck up right now. Okay?
Thank
See,
you.
look, this is me shutting the fuck up. For Christ's sake.
Thank you, Penny.
How'd I get stuck
but
with
all-
this one for my whole life? I was a good shadow, and now I got stuck with this person that doesn't even appreciate having a good shadow with them.
What is this?
Go to sleep. I'm being quiet.
That involves not talking.
I'm
like,
not talking.
I,
This is me not talking. You're the one talking to me.
good night. But also, like,
Good night.
not having any choice but to become closer to Perdite. Because when Verity tries to cast magic, Perdite functions as, like, their arcane focus / familiar sort of thing. It can't happen without Perdite's involvement.
You're goddamn right it can't.
Look, it's like knowledge, but I don't know why it works easier when you're involved.
Because I'm awesome.
I'm not denying that, but
Well, then why are you complaining so much about me?
because you never talked this much at school.
Well,
Like, you let me study, you let me sleep, and then it's a little harder now.
well, it's just the two of us now.
I know. Like,
It's not
I miss
like I
them
got a
too.
ton
I
of
mean,
other people to talk to.
well, you couldn't talk to them before. You only understand them because you understand me.
Yeah, but it felt
they
like I
can't-
was talking to them.
Oh.
Now, if I don't talk, you don't talk to me, and then I'm just quiet, and then I'm just gonna be there. And you know
Well,
what?
yeah,
Maybe
but,
you
like,
think it's
if
great.
I-
Maybe you
if
think
I
it's nice
start-
being a shadow, just getting drug around everywhere.
If I
But it's
started
not.
like talking, but I can't speak to you around other people because the way we have to talk to each other scares people.
Well, oh, that's my fault, I suppose. Everything's my fault. Why don't you just say it, Verity? Everything's my fault. Your life was better before I was there.
You will. I don't remember, like, when or weren't you not there? Are we? Like my assumption is that you're functionally the same age as me. I don't know. We don't know, and that was kind of the whole reason of doing all this, was to figure this out.
Well, now all you're doing is complaining about me. I feel like you don't appreciate me.
I do appreciate
Every time you go
Ken.
cast a spell, I'm there. Your magic's like better because of me, but you're just like, oh, Perdite just annoys me so much.
Look, hey, whatever it is, I keep our issues between us. Do I not? Do I not keep our issues between us?
Yeah, you're just going around telling everybody how tired you are, but you just couldn't sleep. But I know what you're talking about. So yeah, you're right. You're not
Well,
telling everybody what
like
our
if
issues
it,
are, but
well,
you're
like
just
I'm
telling
not
them.
gonna rat you out because also, like, if I tell people it's like, oh yeah, no, I can't sleep because my shadow's fucking yapping to me all night, they don't like that either. They get worried.
They don't
So
like
it's
it when
like,
they see me.
But it'd be worse if they knew that, like, you had any sort of detrimental effect on me. If they just think I'm tired because I'm doing stupid shit, like, that's better for me and you, because they just think I'm a fucking ditz and not, like, eh.
Yeah. So the only person I can talk to is me.
Anyways, like, I mean, we're gonna be home soon, and like also like in the bar, Perdite's just kind of like probably moving like kind of like a happy sway,
Where's
just
the
kind of
partisan?
like I don't know,
Where's he at?
I don't know.
Well, you should have stuck. Maybe if you hadn't let him break up with you, like he would still be around.
Well, you know,
Maybe he's not coming
like,
back because he's so heartbroken.
I can't do
Ask
anything
Dominic.
about that.
Ask
Dominic.
Dominic.
Okay, give me a
Are you
second.
gonna ask him?
Dom,
Dominic,
have you heard anything
Huh?
like about your brother yet?
have you heard anything about your brother yet?
What? No, actually. Where I thought, maybe one of you had seen him.
Oh, he's probably dead.
He's
or
not
somewhere.
here.
No,
You
God,
should not have broken up with him.
Mom and Dad are gonna fucking kill you.
I didn't. That wasn't my choice. I gotta respect other
You
people's
pushed him
choices.
too
God
far.
fucking damn.
With your whole "there's no gods" thing. Just because there's no gods doesn't mean you gotta push it into his face.
I have his gown and everything.
Can we fucking argue about this later? Dang it. Can we argue about that later?
Fine.
Okay, thank you.
I'm just saying you shouldn't have broken up with him.
Okay, but it happened, and it's not my fault. You haven't liked the people.
Why didn't
I
you go look
talked
for him
to.
before you left? Huh? Like, he probably left here heartbroken, and like now he's dead in a ditch, and I'm never gonna talk to the partisan again.
You can talk to the partisan.
Well, yeah.
What the fuck? I didn't fucking know that.
You didn't ask.
Why would I ask? Why would I think to ask?
Because when you want information, you have to ask questions.
I do ask a lot of questions.
You don't ask that question.
Well, why would I ask that? That seems like a very
Because-
personal thing I didn't want to get in the middle of.
You're right, it was a very personal thing. He was my friend, and then you guys broke us apart.
You were friends with him?
Yeah. I mean, he's just as nuts as Damien is because, like, he thinks that there's gods, and we know there's no gods because they all died 1,300 years ago, but...
Did you... What was the nature of your relationship with the fucking partisan?
I have to. I'm sorry. I have to ask. Are me, Alice,
Yeah.
and Dominic
I'm
all
like, are
here?
we
Like, are we
watching
gone?
you whisper to yourself? Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
We're just kind of like doing this at each other, I guess. Like,
I'd rather
Having a
not
struggle
say.
moment.
she's doing the thing.
You
Doing the
little
thing.
bitch.
What?
You little bitch.
Don't talk to me like that.
I can talk to you ever the fuck you
No,
want.
you can't talk to me like
We're
that.
stuck with each other.
I'm a
God
person, I
damn
got,
it.
like, feelings.
Okay. I understand that, but I have feelings too, and you
Yeah,
like
and you
you
broke
get
that
on
boy's
me
heart.
for not.
You didn't think about me once.
Okay, but to be honest, that's like the only fucking person I've actually been respectful with it about, and haven't like thrown to the fucking curb. So I don't know what the fuck you want from me.
Well, I wanted you to treat the boy with, like, he was a human.
He is a person. Like I don't.
More or less, I wanted you to think of my feelings. But you never even asked.
You know, the speaking thing was still fairly new at the time, and it was kind of overwhelming, and emotions are things, and
Yeah, you got a lot of them.
I do
Ooh.
have a
So-
lot of them.
So at what
We
point
just
do we
hear
need to be-
Verity's part of it too.
Yeah,
right?
no, but at what point do we need to be concerned about? Like,
Well, beyond that, Verity's speaking in shadow, so she's not even speaking in common.
oh,
She's just like
Yeah.
yelling at the floor.
we
And she's gonna turn to you guys. Just realize it's like sorry.
The
Verity-
shadow
is there
thing-
something you want to talk about?
Monstrous shadow on the floor is doing this.
Oh. So that's
As you can see, Perdite has quite the personality now. So
Oh.
basically, really their own person. But
man. It seemed like you two were pretty close when you left. What's going on? It's doing this now. It's doing double middles.
Perdite struggled being away
It's
Oh,
struggling away.
from the
It's struggling
Citadel?
away with You because you wouldn't talk to me.
from our friend group.
Well, I missed you too.
This is really
Can
nice.
they hear? Can they hear me?
I like the
Can
Dominic
Perdite
guy.
hear?
I mean, not as much as his brother, but Dominic's a good guy. Tell him I
Perdite
said
thinks
hi.
you are a good guy.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to ask you this, but I never got a chance. Like, what happens if we like step on the shadow on accident, is that like, because I did it once in year 3 and I felt so bad. I stayed up all night. Does it hurt? Does it hurt them?
Well, Perdit is immaterial, so probably more emotionally than physically.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
still
well-
rude.
There's probably some things that like could be done to
Sure.
make them have a more physical presence, but
But not in general right now.
yeah, like just like
Okay.
kind of like
I mean, you
if
never told him
someone
that I
was
was real
standing
before
in
now,
front
so
of
I
you
don't
and
know why
like
he
blocking
wouldn't
the
have
sun,
just
and then
stepped on
moved out of
me.
the way, and then you got the sun on your eyes.
Uh-huh.
It's kind of like that's just like
Yeah,
like
yeah.
seriously, why'd you have to do that?
Okay, well, it was an accident, Perdita, if you can hear. But so like, I mean, are you good? Or you seem kind of frustrated. Do you need to talk about it?
Well, it's just like it. All right, so like with you and Damien, like you were like in the like you were always together a lot of the time, except
Uh-huh.
like you could like do your own thing.
You can do your own thing.
Yeah.
We can't do
yeah.
our own thing. We're
You can
just
do whatever
kind
you
of
want.
like
Oh, so like a cohabitation thing, except it's like your body.
yes,
Kinda.
like we are not our own person. We can't really be around without the other one, sort of
Huh.
thing.
That
Think
seems
you'd
kind
appreciate
of
me more.
romantic.
I do appreciate you, Perdit.
Yeah, I can't sleep because you talk to me too much.
What did
Okay,
they,
but I need to be able to sleep to function. But again, we could table that conversation.
what did they sound like? I've always wondered.
It's like an absence of sound and noise that for some reason makes sense.
But like, what did they sound like to you? Like in your head? Like, what is their? Do they have a voice? Like, what do they sound like?
The smartest person you know.
I don't get it.
Kind of neutral, but also sassy.
Oh, cool. Do they have an accent like you since it's your shadow?
No,
No?
they do not.
That's cool.
I
Who
talk.
did-
I like I listen to myself enough. I don't need to hear like myself in another form. Well, they're not me. We're just.
I'm like the better you.
Say again.
Hmm.
I'm like the better you.
Well, it's a good thing we don't look alike.
I know. I am so much better looking.
Hey, at least I have some sense of style.
But you didn't. But like, what did you do for the past while? What did you do during the 6 months?
Wizard shit.
Yes, I do believe that is the technical terminology that your professor probably used, huh?
Yeah.
Definitely not, but
I
I
do-
don't think I've ever struck anyone as being quite conventional.
Well, true. Well, it's good to see you guys.
Yeah, it's been way too long.
Really fucking missed you guys.
Apparently, your shadow did too. Oh, sorry, pretty.
Floor bestie.
Floby.
See, they're making nicknames up for you already. We can workshop that though.
You said I talk too much, so I'm gonna be quiet now.
Slightly out of thing. Physically, what does Borum look like now? Like, how are you about the same, or have you grown at all? Because last we saw, it was like you're 5 or something.
Last
something like that.
description, I suppose,
Yeah.
was when I was 5. I mean, has he grown? Yes, technically. Has he
Uh-huh.
grown to such a point? He's like 2'10",
Sure,
I believe.
Classic halfling kind of thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
So still quite. In some ways, I bet for most people, it almost seems like he's gotten shorter because the height difference, the height he gained versus what everyone else gained is like,
Sure.
he got
Didn't-
this much height, everyone else got this much, so
Didn't
he just
scale that
Yeah.
that equally.
no.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
yeah, otherwise he's yeah.
Oh, Borum, how's your mom? I got a birthday card from her while I was on the thing. It was crazy. She like found the address of the village that I just happened to be at.
That reminded me,
Oh,
I forgot to mention that there was a crate waiting for you in your unsworn quarters.
I have decided that my big magical item that I'm going to get probably first is going to be a bag of holding to hold all of my
Crates.
crates of food so that I can actually carry them around as
By
'Cause,
necessity.
when we were traveling with the when I was apprenticing, it was a lot more difficult because we'd go from one place to the other and
Yeah,
whatnot, and But no, she's doing great.
that's good
She's
to hear.
Yeah, no, she's planting some daffodils and tending to the garden. She's growing some of her own carrots and tomatoes right now, and
Oh,
yeah, so I'm getting some of those in the boxes, but she makes sure to mark them so that I know that I need to eat them right away.
she's your mom. Your mom's awesome. And then, what about you two? How are your folks?
Spoken to Zintalia or anyone else from my village, so I'm
Oh
not
yeah,
too
I
sure.
wondered what happened to her. That was forever ago.
Zinvalia graduated 3 years ago, is now probably finishing her apprenticeship in another village. She did not return to Alice and hers village. Her and Justin both graduated together, and
Forgot about.
Alice gets letters from her every so often, and they're engaged.
Oh, there you go.
So,
Okay.
Dude, Justin got married?
no.
That's crazy.
As we've discovered so many times on Friday nights, engaged, and then time, and then marriage. When
Oh
you
yeah,
get
I always
engaged,
forget.
it doesn't automatically mean you're married.
But like someone agreed to marry Justin. That's crazy.
You
Rat
one
wedding
chat
arc.
of a,
Rat wedding arc.
rat folk.
That-
I'll remind
yeah,
you that Justin made all the other rat folk look like mouse folk.
I've always
Rat
wanted to,
Chad.
I've always wanted to visit your village, Alice. Sometime,
It's-
maybe.
It is a silly place.
I
That's
just
why I want to go.
I just worry I might tear into someone like I did Syndalia. So
I assume she's probably an outlier. Well, you talk about these Whisker Game things, and I never know what the fuck it is, but it seems awesome. It sounds so fun.
is she an outlier, Alice?
So yes, she is. I mean, she used to be very much engaged with the Whisker Games, and now she was not so much. The Whisker Games are, yes, I suppose there is something fun about it, but it's also it's a bit of an addiction, obsession. It's all very a bit silly.
That doesn't sound like a game at all.
But it is very important for politics and social standing, and so I am not being home for a long time. But I know that often when I do go home, my uncle Grezum, he is very keen on always keeping the window whisker, and so we are always trying to find a little nook to put a tiny window there. So it's really kind of more like a Swiss cheese house at this point, but
Like, I mean, I've heard things about stones and glass houses, but like that also sounds very inefficient for heating.
Is there any-
yeah.
Is there anything that your family is like particularly like really good at that you win all the time?
We have the windows that were very competitive there, if I'm remembering. My older brother, Yagik, he is one day killing a sort of a very big manticore, and so then we have the best hunt trophy because he brought back some parts of the manticore. But he doesn't. It seems to be very much hunting these days. But that was the big thing that he brought back. I am skeptical that he actually did kill this manticore. It's a very big manticore, but
Yeah,
we do not.
Yes,
We're not.
I guess it could
complaining.
happen if you were really fast. Huh. Anyway, that's cool. Always wanted to know.
What was the weirdest thing you guys faced when you guys were out in the wilds?
Weirdest. Fighting wise or in general?
In general.
I think for me, it is the shock that it is not just Damien. It seems that everyone gets very upset when you hit them with splash damage from your weapons.
It just seems like the general consensus is that people do not enjoy being in pain.
So we are going to have some conversations if we are assigned to the same village, because we have to be very careful about this positioning.
I mean, generally, I don't like being close enough to things so they can touch me, so it's just kind of like, I think I'll be fine in that.
Weirdest.
I don't know if it count as weirdest per se, but I personally I found it like the willingness to attack something that more immediately versus trying to figure out why some animal is trying to attack you surprised me.
There was this one time I was in the forest with the dude I was assigned to, and we came across, it was the grossest thing I'd ever seen. He said later it was called a flail snail. You ever heard of that?
Oh.
So it was like this big slug thing, and it looked like a normal slug, except its face was like made of like maces and shit, like the weapon, and it was just like the bunch of in a row, and then it had the little antenna thing, and it tried to like spit at us, and it just like kind of, you'd think it's like really slow because it's like a like a snail, but it was like weirdly fast. Like ran up on us, trying to like fling its like mace face at us.
Like Sunday Snail Smackdown?
Yeah, well, that's, I mean, trust, like, like I laid the smackdown
Give me
on
a
its
dungeoneering
candy
check.
ass.
You
A what?
snailed it!
A
dungeoneering.
dungeoneering check? Oh no. Well, what if it's I don't have that as a
Then you can't roll it.
okay, I can't roll.
Could any of the rest of it based on his description?
No. Everyone, go ahead and roll. Like
That's what he told me it was called after we absolutely squished it.
I got an 11.
that'll be good enough. You realize that flail snails are intelligent.
I
Oh,
have
no.
20.
Go.
Well, it tried to. It was like spitting at us. It tried to sling its mace face at us, and we were just like, good, and we just like, I like laid the smackdown. It was game over. But like, I mean, the journeyman like did a lot of like most of the work. But like, you know what I mean? It was weird. I'd say that's probably the weirdest thing that happened. Second weirdest thing would be Annie and I almost got caught, if you know what I mean. By her parents. That was weird, but not in like a weird haha way. Weird in like a scarring kind of way.
Are you gonna write letters, or are you just kind of gonna move on?
It's like I should, right? I should. Like there's no reason not to, but it's like knowing that like we're probably not going to get to see each other for like months, possibly even more than a year. It's like, am I causing more harm by like maintaining that content, like, or versus letting it be a clean break? Like,
I'd say like,
not
well,
to
it
bring it
depends
up,
on
but
how
like
you
you
left
and
it. Like, because if like you guys like ended it with the intent like you weren't gonna talk about it again.
it was
then,
amicable.
like-
Well, I guess we didn't specify not talking, but it was an amicable, like we're going our separate ways,
Yeah. Well, it's just like I think if you do right, I mean, be straightforward.
Yeah.
Be honest, like with just like even if nothing ends up coming from it, like
That's true.
it's
I do
still a
miss her a
person that
lot.
you've grown to care for, and you should like maintain those friendships.
I mean, here's the first question. I feel like, do you want to keep contact?
Definitely contact, but it's like it's just not realistic to maintain like a real relationship where like both people are getting like what they deserve. But like, yeah, I don't want to lose that forever. Like I want to be at least friends, but like it's tough. We're gonna be traveling a lot, but I think you've kind of convinced. I should I should start at least, and see what happens.
Yes.
I should send one letter. But speaking of like how it ended and like maintaining contact and like whether or not to do that, I didn't really want to like bring it up, but like, like how have you talked? Have you talked to Damien?
I mean, we had a conversation after a couple weeks after I got out of the suspension, and we worked out our thing, but like.
But like since have you?
I mean,
yes, casually.
years.
I mean, he was helping me with my schemes again.
No, I mean like since we left. I guess
For the apprentice,
we haven't talked to each other, so I guess it would make sense.
Did not do a lot of writing in general. Like I barely even kept up on my diary.
Sure.
So
I haven't talked to him, so that I just.
When it comes between like wanting to write and wanting to sleep, I do enjoy sleep.
That's fair. That's fair.
I never guessed.
I am kind of getting worried about him. Like, he should be here by now.
I mean, yes, but I assume that there's probably, if they just happened to, if he was at, like, some animal came into the, or something needed to be taken care of, or what I'm trying to say is there's probably some small little task that needed
Something
to be
that came
done.
up, yeah, that he
Yeah.
would have just volunteered himself for.
If something was wrong, it would have gotten back to us by now.
10-20% every year apprentices miss the graduation ceremony itself because they're out in the wild. A rainstorm can keep them from hitting the portal. Just because he's not back right now doesn't mean anything untoward has happened to him, contrary to what Pradeep believes, that he's dead in a ditch somewhere with a broken heart. But
Yeah, I guess you guys. Yeah, you guys are right. I guess I don't know. I just get worried. I, in particular, just worry about him a lot. And this is the longest we've ever gone without without being with each other, let alone not talking. I don't know. What are we gonna do for the rest of the night and leading up to the ceremony?
Let's get trashed.
That is not the wisest of
Come
choice.
on, come on, let me use my contacts. Let me use my people.
Looking
Without
around, you can
going
see-
away for years.
We can. I mean, we can.
Let me-
There's
let
a
me
difference
do some-
between having fun and getting utterly smashed to the point that we can't even make it to graduation.
No, well, okay, for one, I've got to
You
work
said
out.
trashed.
Okay, but
It's a
it doesn't
trap.
mean we have to drink. We could just be a little stupid, for fun, as a treat.
I actually can't get trashed.
You
I
can't
discovered, or at
Holy
least,
crap.
at least the amount that it would take would be approaching lethal.
Well,
the bar
let's
for
be-
lethal and the bar for trashed are right next to each
Well,
other.
let's be honest. You're also massive compared to any of us individually or combined.
You could
So
drink
regardless-
7 drinks, and I would drink 1, and it'd be the same
Yeah, yeah,
alcohol content
Exactly.
for body mass.
But,
You're
but
right.
also in a biological way, I don't really get sick.
I think
ever.
Boris's training must have done some work, huh?
Yeah, I think so. It's I'm strong or whatever, whatever. But I'm
No, you owe him an apology,
but I'm
or at least
I'm
a thank you, more accurately.
that's a thank you for sure. I definitely want to hit him up. But yeah, it's
You probably enjoy getting hit. I know you
Strength-
didn't mean it that way, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
good one. But strength or whatever. But I'm tougher now. There's one time there's this carriage that just came out of nowhere, and I wasn't paying attention. I was just I was daydreaming about probably Annie, if I'm being honest. And then this freaking whole carriage just ran me over, just full ran me over.
You got ran over by.
Yes, by multiple horses, and I was just obviously it hurt like a motherfucker. But I got up and I was just fine, no broken bones, not even very much scratches either. And I was just and any soreness that was there was gone in an hour. It was.
I feel like that's a bit of an exaggeration, but we won't.
But it's not. I got hit
Won't
by
get
a
into it.
carriage. I don't know. Something's different. I don't know what it is, but it's my skin is harder or something.
Well, the scientific option to this is that we have to get you hit by a second carriage and
Yes.
see if the results duplicate themselves.
Okay, let's
I mean,
avoid
I
hitting
am-
by
I'm
carriages.
I am in for this experiment.
I am all for doing something stupid, but I do not feel like getting hit by a carriage is a good idea.
I guess.
Yeah, especially given you're the only one of us who could probably survive
I
that.
guess the overall point being that I don't really know where my limits are in multiple directions, and I'm really curious about where they are.
Up and lateral.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And,
Well, I mean, what do
physically
we
and-
want to go do? What a mischief shall we make?
I mean, I'm down to get trashed to find where that is, but we don't
Can
have
we
to.
not
We don't
just have
to, we
a
don't
nice, nice mug or two of ale and just sit down and play a nice cards game? Why does it always have to be such a trashed situation?
Well, when I say trashed, it's not I'm getting to the point where I am useless. It's more just being at the center of chaos.
So, like I said, why can't we just sit down and play like a nice card of games?
You're
maybe,
right.
Maybe
you're
we
right.
should get a party together.
You know, there's lots of stuff we can catch up on, like just casually play games.
We're
You
gonna
guys
be
know
working
that
together.
You're the most sober people in this bar right
Yeah.
now.
If I'm being honest, like I actually don't drink that much because you gotta maintain, you gotta treat it like a temple, especially with a lot of the new stuff I'm doing to maintain stuff. But like I don't know, something about when Verity's around, I just gotta go off,
Yeah, well, you're saying all that.
Verity
like,
brings the party.
one of the other guys in your year slaps you hard on the back, doesn't move you at all, but almost breaks his hand. He's like, "That's right, bro. Got to protect the games."
What's up?
Does
Oh yeah,
this
yeah,
guy
dude.
have a drink in his hand?
Yeah, 2.
Verity's gonna take one of them, jump up on the table, cast like dancing lights, and chug it.
So,
Yes.
seems like we're not. Seems like we're not playing cards.
We can play cards. We can play what's that one with the fishing game? Let's do that one.
Oh, fish, motherfucker!
Wow, that was quick. She's already there.
No, this is just my natural energy. The alcohol has nothing to do with it. I actually don't like alcohol that much.
So
I just
she's
prefer
up
to
on
be
a
a
table?
provider of it.
It's been so long, I
You
forgot
can
how
see her
rad
shadow.
this
You
is.
can see Pradeep there on the table. And Pradeep also has a beer in her hand.
Hey, there we go, Bandit.
How is that
yeah.
possible?
Well, it's a shadow, so if
You
I have
guys-
if I have
you guys
if I
see
have
that?
something, Paddy can have something.
Yeah, that's actually normal for the shadow.
I don't know. It's,
That's the least weird thing about the shadow.
Shadow beer.
yeah, that's true. Well, I guess I don't know. The beer, it like looked real. It looked like its own thing.
Oh yeah, as they drink,
My eyes
like,
were
it's in a
playing tricks
glass
on me. I
mug,
thought it was the second mug.
And as Pradeep drinks, the level of beer in the shadow goes down.
So
It's not even
Yeah.
pertaining to the amount of
That's
beer
a-
in mine. Isn't that great?
Woo! Yes.
Chug, 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 chug.
I'm gonna like offer
Yeah,
my
go, Betty!
I'm gonna
Fuck
offer
yeah!
my shoulders to both Alice and Borum to get super high up.
I'm gonna go get some water for them.
Bring back the deck of cards. I'm serious. We'll play something.
Wait. I have an idea. If someone holds a beer and like their shadow holds it, could Paddy take the beer from their shadow and have another beer that I'm technically not holding?
Oh, I like this experiment.
Okay, I'm going to go get a beer and just like hold it out to the shadow with my shadow.
Yeah.
Get a sensible
Oh.
like low calorie beer.
Go, Paddy!
Woo!
Double fisted.
Wait a minute.
Drunk shadow.
Fuck yeah.
I think I'm going to have to take the bet about whether Verity or Pedit gets drunk first.
Wait. What if?
wonder-
How drunk can a shadow get? So like,
I
could
get
we do
very
a
drunk
drink?
because I'm literally a lightweight.
Yeah.
Dun.
I wonder if I could like do shadow boxing, but like for real, like with Perdite. That would be
Do
sick.
not punch
What if I
Paddy.
shadow box
not
a
punch
shadow?
Do not punch
Like a
Paddy. Please do not punch Paddy.
Tell the big boy to punch me in the face.
Okay, she says that you can try.
Oh my
Well, for
God.
real? Like
Yeah.
here?
Yeah, do
right
it.
Yeah.
now?
Oh, wasn't
Yeah, do
right.
it. Do
Alright.
it.
All right.
Jeez.
All right.
All right.
Alright.
So,
The fact that you got the
Alright,
noise
here we
was
go.
great.
Kia!
So you
Just
punch
the shadow.
the shadow, which is laying on the table, putting your fist through the table.
Just shatters the table. Oh shit! Should have taken my
No,
hand.
no, like you were supposed to use your shadow.
What will Duke say?
Oh, that's not what shadow boxing is. Oh no, this was the Duke table.
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
I was gone for like
Oh wait,
I'm gonna
wait,
30
go-
wait.
seconds, guys. If you
I can fix this.
I'm gonna fix
Verity
it. I'm gonna fix it.
slams their hand down on the table and
I'm
does
gonna fix it.
mending.
I'm gonna fix it.
you wonder why
I want to
Wonder
go.
why I was asking for a quiet night.
Want to go find either the bartender or
Look,
sneak into a back
We
storeroom
can
and
be
try to
quiet
find.
when we're working.
I want to try to find like some sort of like adhesive or tape or like a ham. Just random tools basically.
No, I am mending. I can do
I'm already gone.
magics
I'm
about
already
it.
I'm already asking the bartender for a hammer and adhesive.
Yeah, so I'm gonna give like a drunk kid some hammers.
Do you do you
Look,
Mr.
I don't care what he looked at your girl. You ain't gonna be fighting
No,
each other with
no.
hammers in my establishment.
Well, so actually about that, I did
Look,
I did a bad
I don't care
bad
that
thing.
you fucked your friend's girl. That ain't between me and you.
So let's say hypothetically, this girl was like,
Yeah, I know, this girl was
your
like,
table.
oh, please let me, what? You broke
Like,
my
hear me out.
table.
Yeah, so like, let's say hypothetically,
Hypothetically.
purely hypothetical, that this girl in the scenario was your table that you own, your property.
So you're up here, like, ratting her out?
No, so like, say, what if instead of touch in this scenario, what if it was like punched an entire hole through?
So,
What would happen in that?
So your little friend there punched a hole through the table, huh? Not you, the big strong guy, but your little friend.
No, I did it.
How could you?
I was so. This is gonna sound ridiculous, but I was trying to fight a shadow.
Yeah, you're right. It does sound ridiculous.
I won.
Did you now?
I
It's
did.
gonna get cut off in 15
You
minutes.
lost because you didn't use your shadow. You just broke the table. But don't worry, I fixed it.
So you're
Yeah,
saying
that-
your little friend there ain't
Oh.
got no shadow no more because you beat it up?
Oh, sorry, never mind. It's fixed now. Thank you. See you later. I run off. And I guess Verity
Better have
kept
been a good
mending on the
mending
table.
spell.
Say again?
It better have been good.
I am amazing. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I am awesome.
We're yelling this. This is like a super crowded, loud bar. And get back to the table. Whoa.
Anyways.
It's like perfect. Are these maracas? What is?
It was me mimicking dancing. I'm in a spinny chair.
Let's start a conga line. I'll be the front.
You're too tall. You're too
What?
tall.
You gotta jump.
But that involves effort and like sweating, and I'm not
crouch.
about that.
I'll crouch. Damn, wish Dane was here.
Alright, so you guys drink for about an hour when the door slams open of its own accord. In walks a small black cat wearing a blue starred wizard's hat and a blue starred cloak. It jumps up on the bar and looks at all of you.
And everyone's
What is
like
it
super
you
quiet.
think you're doing?
Living.
Oh,
Trying not to have people die.
hello, Mr. W.
Wiggles.
Wiggles. Sorry.
I'm doing wizard shit.
Yes, I see. I see
Would
you've
you like to
been
do
drinking,
wizard shit, Mr. Wiggles?
Miss Farleish.
Yeah.
So,
What?
do you feel like that's appropriate for your first night back to the Citadel? For an unsworn apprentice of the guild?
I feel like the general consensus is that people do tend to party when they come back because they haven't seen their friends in a long time. And given the amount of trouble I'm known to have caused and can cause, would you rather I be keeping it localized or raining mayhem somewhere else?
I'd rather that you drank a shot with me. Bartender, set him up!
And then start a Wiggles chant. Just like Wiggles, Wiggles. Get like a little saucer of like wet food.
He's got hands.
Give him a shot glass of doers.
Right.
Chicken broth.
The cat in the bat.
Yeah, this is part of the tradition of graduation. Is Mr. Wiggles coming to the bar, to the Lost Greenhorn, to drink with his former students, as a sign that you are no longer students, but full members of the guild awaiting your, assuming that you sign tomorrow. So.
I mean, I see no reason not.
Wait, like cat just doing like a keg stand with like
With like a beer, a can of beer, like
yeah.
So, Mr. Wiggles, being no dummy, casts to lay poison on himself before he comes in.
We did it. It's good to be back.
It really fucking is. I love this place.
Where do you think we're gonna go? Wait,
I don't know if it,
do we get to go together, right?
I feel like yeah, they generally keep people together that ended up hanging out together a lot. If it's a pretty.
I'm
Yeah, you
so
guys are
bummed
pretty
out if
sure-
we don't.
I'm pretty sure we get to choose, guys.
We get to. Okay, good.
I'm sorry. Was it presumptuous of me to assume that we were just gonna do that? I thought we were.
I mean, I feel like you could probably make them anyway.
Fair but I gosh, I don't know. We'll see if I need to do some convincing.
Well, I guess back to the original point is where do you think we're gonna go? I hope it's fun. Well, I mean, it's like serious,
It'll
it's like
be,
a job.
It'll
like
be
that for a
work,
minute,
but I mean, I think as long as we're all together, we'll have fun.
True.
Make the most of the world and ourselves.
Okay.
All right, I think you've had enough.
I actually have only had like 2 drinks. This is just my natural exuberance.
I'm comfortably.
Hadid has been fucking chugging because we found out other people can use their shadows to hand her drinks, and they've just
Well, of
been
course they
going
can.
hot.
How else would a shadow drink?
I don't know, but you know, I can't believe we didn't figure that out sooner because I would have included Hadid in a lot more of my shenanigans
Oh,
in that regard.
I'm comfortably like 6 to 7 in, and fully like it seems like I haven't started drinking yet.
you're drinking like an Australian.
I'm on like 1.5, and it's like, okay.
I'm full now.
I've only
Let's,
had like.
let's get you some cheese sticks. Wait, no, not cheese sticks. The mozzarella sticks with Melba.
Drink slinger. Drink slinger. One more.
Okay.
Alice has only had a couple, but
What a
I think
big-
she's going around taking bets on when's Verity going to jump through a window, when is Dom finally going to can Dom reach double digits before midnight, these kind of things.
Alice has learned well from her time in the academy.
I want a big one style, like fishbowl kind of things, but just for me. It was just like with like a bendy straw, or like a
Crazy
twisty
straw.
and I'm just crazy straw. And I'm just like
How high are the
Oh, no.
ceilings?
a whole fishbowl.
Oh,
That's a
15,
dangerous
20
question.
feet.
Dom, you think you can throw me up there?
Oh, I absolutely like.
I don't
100
recommend
guaranteed. 100 should like. Can I? Yes, absolutely.
Will you?
I still don't recommend it.
What are you gonna hang? What are you gonna grab? There's.
I just want to be up there. I like seeing everything.
You want me to catch you?
If I fall down, yes, please.
Okay, if she goes through the roof, it counts as a window, okay?
Okay. Are you sure? You're 100% sure?
Hold on. Let me
Before I put down my drink.
Let me get my. Okay, I have my healing thing ready.
Okay. All right.
Just
so-
as long as you break a bone, I'm ready for it.
All right, Alice. Watch.
Don't break a bone. Sorry,
watch-
don't break a bone. I'm ready for it.
Watch this. And this bowl, this like fishbowl drink is like probably the size of your torso. I'm just like, hold this. All right. All right. 1 second. 1 second. Just fully activate rage, and I like hold out my hands for you to like step on. And I'm like,
Verity
ready?
gets in the boost.
All right. 3,
Here's the strength check.
2, 1. just like as hard as I can. Like just yeet Verity to the roof.
Give me a strength check.
Yes.
Okay, so that's for me. Actually, put rage in, and I rolled a 10.
So you kind of crouch down, you get her, foot in your hands, her hands on your shoulders, and explosively you jump or straighten up, pulling your hands up. However, you're not that drunk,
No.
but everyone around you is.
Yes, they're like bumping into me.
So,
Verity's shoes are like kind of sticky and slippery from the just caked alcohol in the
Rarity would
bar.
have prestidigitated the much off.
you just get jostled. So instead of
Okay.
like, doing this like whoosh thing,
Uh-huh.
you actually do more of a woof thing and toss her
Oh shit!
across the bar.
Bitch!
I mean, physically across the bar,
Heads up!
so that she hits the wall
Window.
and falls to the ground behind the bar.
Oh no!
It wasn't a window.
Okay, hold on. I'm on my way.
I need a
See it.
redo. Redo.
You see the hutch full of different bottles of liquor start to shake. More
Can
and more.
is there a split second decision to like sprint to it to try to attempt to catch it?
Give me a reflex save.
Because I have 40 speed.
If you can make a reflex save and a DC of 18, you can catch it in time when the party goes on.
Okay.
So this was a very important roll.
That's a hard roll.
Do I
Okay.
get to do any roll to try and like
Nope.
move?
No,
Oh, no.
you hit a wall specifically for this situation.
Yes, this is the single most important role of the campaign thus
I
far.
have the bottle catcher feed.
It looks like. So I'm gonna. Here we go. Nope. That's a 3 on the die. So it's an 8 total.
What
And
did
this
I?
is my 10.
Oh,
So I'm just like I'm trying to move through the crowd, and there's
You
too many
watch
people.
Verity, like, you're able to, like, make way, essentially.
Trying
make a
not to
hole.
mow people over.
You don't succeed. You don't hurt anybody seriously, but people get knocked down and knocked around and everything else.
Can I
As
use
you,
the
like,
overrun compound?
Take like
No, I'm just kidding.
4 steps across the bar, so big, and you reach out and with both hands and you catch the hutch as it falls. But that jerk to a stop is too much,
Everything comes
and then
out.
everything comes out. Hitting the bar, shattering, covering Verity head to toe in just an abject mixture of liquor.
And then, so there's just a moment of silence of me just looking at Verity on the ground, of like waiting for your reaction to this quick.
I'm sauced. Ugh.
Yeah. Once her reaction is positive, then I'm just like, yeah. What
There's
is
only
the
one
crowd's
problem.
reaction?
The
to
crowd is like, yeah! But now there's no more booze.
this? So I turn to the bartender and just like I'm still holding the hutch, and I'm like, hi.
All right, everybody out.
Forbes gonna finally get to Max. He's like, heal.
Verity has already started just like prestidigitating like all the stuff off, and like I did grab sleeves of many garments, so I mean like their clothes are fine.
Does anyone know Tears to Wine?
Oh my god. How much of this did Penny drink? From the shadow?
None, because there was no one to hand it to her.
I think, guys, I think we fucked up.
You don't
I think
have to go home,
I think I fucked up.
but you can't stay here.
Of course.
Man. Whoa.
That was fun. Ha!
I'm sorry, I totally beefed it on the toss.
Just see, this is why I say, like, if we just tone it down a little bit, we can
I
go
know,
longer.
I know, you were right. You're always
I mean,
right,
it was
Barb.
going for a while, and now this gives us more time to like
Oh my
be all set
God,
for
much
tomorrow.
trouble.
I'm just saying, it'd
So
be
much
nice not
trouble.
to have the night end in total, utter breakage of everything nearby.
I had it. I
and
had
not
it.
getting kicked out.
I
That'd be
had
very
it, but
nice.
that guy bumped into me. I had it. I'm telling you. You're right. You're right, Barb. Always right. I know.
I'm sorry. I
Like,
know I went overboard.
It was sick though. Gotta be honest though, it was pretty sick.
It was so much fun. I just wanted to do something. I wanted to do something a little silly,
I've
and
never thrown a person before.
that was so much fun. Like that really was fun. Like it felt like I was fucking flying.
Stop looking at me. I'm not a football.
No, I wouldn't do it without you agreeing to it. I'm just like, I can't believe it's never come up.
So Alice is going to walk over.
It's a classic Blitzgold play.
Having lost the bet about the window, but won the bet because technically all of the wine spilled on, like, over Dominic and onto Verity. So
Mhm.
Dominic did reach double digits, maybe even triple digits, so it counts.
So
Back
you're
to logic.
the fishbowl by itself counts as like 4.
Yeah, it's still.
So yeah.
I
That's the
mean,
money balance there.
technically, you could count all that glass as a window.
So you're just going around like collecting
Yeah,
from
it's
your
fine.
people. You're just like,
Paying out and going in.
pay
I'm
it.
gonna wander back and I say, also that is it not going so well. But if you give me 5 minutes, I can make some of the water here into 5 cubic feet of wine.
Oh, you do know it.
I
Sweet.
am aware of how to do the.
Should we
the
replace
gears
the
design.
alcohol? We just
It will not
lied
be very good
to
quality.
I
There was
think
some
they
top
just-
shelf things.
I think they'd just rather have us leave.
Fair.
That's a very fair.
But before going, just quickly, I want to carve Duke into the hutch.
Duke was
Oh God, is
Duke
this
was
our
here.
version of Kilroy was here?
Duke was here.
That's why Duke is everywhere. Everyone
That's my
just
way
puts
of
Duke
because
down.
when we smash the table and you cast prestige, or yeah, when you cast mending, like presumably the Duke part was like fixed too. So like I'm like putting his mark back on something.
Well, it wasn't on the hutch. It was on a table.
Yeah, but like the table, they're like they're shuffling us. They're shuttling us out pretty quick. So I'm just like real quick, just right on something.
Duke's not a person. Duke is a symbol.
Yeah, I just plot
Duke is
like
a
a small,
concept.
just a small little like a like I find just like a dinner knife nearby.
Raise your dukes.
Duke's like the queen bee. There must always be one at the academy.
But I spell it D-O-O-K. Because I'm like, I don't know.
You know, you've seen it written down several times.
I forget.
You stared at it for
raging,
7
I'm-
years every day at lunch. Breakfast,
I'm
and
11.
dinner.
I'm 11 drinks in right now.
All right, so you guys make your way back to the unsworn apprentices' quarters, into your rooms where, like, you sit up for way longer than you should around the room, drinking very, very cheap, magically made wine.
Hold on. Let me check one of my crates. Maybe Father packed snuck in something.
Oh shit!
But between Alice and Verity, even though the quality's not that great, the flavor's good, because Verity being the prestidigitation master.
It's an apricot. Thank you.
Yeah, I can do apricot, I can do peach, I can do nectarine, I can do persimmon, I can do
Yeah, I'm getting.
pitaya, I can even make it taste like green beans, which surprisingly works, but not in the way you would expect.
Right on. Alice, I think we're getting a little further on that experiment. I'm 15. 15's doing something. Number 15, I'm feeling it. So maybe we're not
Okay.
too far.
There is a limit.
As long as we don't kill you, I mean, it'd be kind of unfortunate if you died, because you're a
Oh
good
yeah, I'd
friend.
get in so much trouble if I died.
Yeah, I don't know what the punishment is for dying, but it doesn't seem like it'd be super conducive
No,
to anything.
I got a lot of the shit I want to do.
What do we want to do?
Whatever it is, I'd rather it be with you all than anyone else. Know what I'm saying?
Oh, now is the time for the group hug.
I love hugs.
Careful,
Yeah.
careful.
Teddy, Teddy, get in on the hug.
Watch the mushroom.
Oh, man, James
And-
missing out.
That's where you all pass out.
Even
Borum?
I think
Well,
Borum's not like
Buried by the
there.
rest-
Borum like has to go find Boris
Yeah. To help.
and like help
help.
drag people
Yeah.
into beds.
Borum
Thank you.
attempt to like turn Dominic on his side and just like I gotta get Boris.
Actually, he
This
was
is not. This is simply not
Dominic
gonna
sleeping
happen.
on Verity's floor.
There's like everyone will have a glass of water and like a little like something to eat and something packed from his mother.
Cast create water just directly to the mouth.
Well, no,
this
that's
is
no,
too
just a
much.
nice little glass of water, like a little note. It's like
Yeah, an actual sweet gesture. So we're, I guess, in our individual rooms.
Yep, and that is where we will go to intermission.
Duke lives.
You guys enjoy your night of sleeping off the horrible, horrible amounts of alcohol you drank the night before.
No hangover, actually. I'm good to go.
okay, guys, look, I brought cards. Like we can play them.
See, I'm used to like making bets, not like actually like placing bets, but like doing all the money changing for the bets because it is easy to make a lot of money off of it. I just don't do it off of friends anymore.
Do you have any sevens?
The deck does in fact have sevens in it. Does
Oh
that
wait,
like?
that doesn't work because I don't have a hand.
Well, you have two hands.
Who wants breakfast?
All food.
One
Food.
last time in the cafeteria for old time's sake.
Let's go.
I mean, yeah, sure. I'll see what I'll see what I have.
So you guys make your way across the Citadel into Underhill and take the elevator down to the cafeteria. Everyone in there looks like little kids to you now.
Are they like actual? This is like the actual like first years and stuff.
This is like first through seventh. Like even the seventh
Oh,
years look
okay.
young to you. Everything, and everyone kind of looks at you as like those kids that go back to visit their school after they graduate.
I wonder why.
We technically haven't graduated yet. This is like
Oh
pre-graduation.
man, this was a way different vibe in my head.
I don't know. Everyone still seems so tall.
This was. I thought it would be less lame.
And I mean, I'm taller than Borum and Alice, but like, I'm still pretty short.
So you have breakfast.
Yo, Big Doris,
The Doherty Eye.
Yes.
2 beef stews.
The lunch golems hook
Do
you
they
up
have
as they
mac
have for
and
years.
cheese?
Yes.
Double beef stew. My reg. You know.
And it's good. It's like at least
is
as
the
good
first
as
time,
Glenda's. Yeah, the first time.
Yeah, and he's I'm like, wow, this is monumental.
As you eat it, you
believe he's
realize
not
that your mom learned her mac and cheese recipe from the lunch golems.
And they've just been out of the stuff all year long, or like for 7 years.
Yeah, like they do like blocks of food, like to keep it like from getting wore out. And this year, as you after you graduated, mac and cheese came back into the rotation.
Don't worry, you got grub meal.
Should,
But like
should we
seriously,
tell
where
him,
is he?
or should we keep this a secret?
We tell him what we want to like spite
mean,
him very well.
Right before we left, he was like not in a very good place. I mean, hopefully that's been fixed in like 6 months. But just to on the side of caution, maybe let's not let that be the opening thing we say to him. Let's gauge kind of where he's at, because if
Was
he's
he
not in a
really-
good place,
He was doing that bad.
more confused than like bad. But I feel like I don't know. I've known him, my whole life, and it felt like it was a continuing downward slope. It
I
wasn't
told you
like
he was dead in a ditch.
he had not reached the bottom. It seemed when
Broken
we
heart.
left. So basically,
You killed the boy.
let's try to gauge where he's at before we bring up the mac and cheese thing, because that might break him if he's.
And
not
I mean,
good.
I feel like just that regardless, if he's still not doing well, I probably shouldn't do the initial greeting.
Maybe it's none of it's your fault.
I
and
know,
It's totally
but
your
like,
fault.
None of it's your fault. You definitely didn't do
You broke the
anything
poor
wrong.
kid's heart.
He's gonna be fine.
Dead in a ditch.
He's out.
Died of a broken
He's
heart.
probably moved on by now,
We'll never
Maybe.
move on.
and he has that pole that he talks to.
I miss the partisan so much.
yeah, I think he was calling a potty,
Do you think it remembers me?
Party.
probably.
I mean, sitting out there alone in a ditch, no one to hold it.
You are
To polish it.
spiraling. You are spiraling,
Right?
and your mood directly affects mine. I do not want to spiral today. We're graduating. We're gonna be fine, and you get to be out and about because it's gorgeous out. It's sunny, and you'll be like fully visible.
The kids are looking at her now.
Really?
Yes, you will.
Should we?
I mean, like, we're not going to be down here. We're not going to be underground again, are we?
We should wrap this up.
Like,
Generally,
You
no.
don't think we're going to get, like, assigned to, like, a dwarf village, do you?
Not that I know of. I
Like,
mean,
that would
as
be
long as
underground.
like, well, there'll be like regular light, there'll be dim light, like whatever we need. Like when we were traveling, you have to admit that was a good part about traveling is that there was a lot of light and you had a lot of space to be.
We got to hang out a lot, too.
We did. We kind of
We got-
never not hang out.
We got to
technically.
bond.
What do you
Yes.
think Perdit's saying? Like, 'cause
Like,
what
It
do you
was
think?
really nice.
It was.
I mean, like,
As
I'm
much
glad
as
it
we,
was
as much as
background.
we butt heads sometimes, it was quite nice.
Yeah, I mean, it's a
It's
shame
fun to,
about
like,
Damien,
guess
but, like, at least we have
What
each
the other
other.
side is.
Yeah, I
It's a
mean,
sort of cadence, and you can tell when they're like angry and when they're not. It's sort of like it's
We-
a angrier void,
We're
and
good.
then it's like
We're-
a happier void.
I-
It seems like a
I'll never
I
love
don't know
again.
it.
I mean, I'll...
we're good. We're fine.
Yeah. No, we're fine. We're fine. I'm fine.
We're
I'm
fine.
fine. I'm fine.
We've always been fine.
I'm fine.
Oh,
Yes.
Verity, you're my best
I don't
friend.
need any.
I love
I
you
don't-
so much.
Need any, like, I don't
So
need any
happy.
intelligent
Maybe
magic
they
weapon
just-
to...
Look,
You're talking
maybe
about
we'll find
silly
you
things like,
another nice
you know,
magic object.
maybe.
Find you another nice magic object that
you
you
can
want.
wreak
I won't be
havoc,
the same as
but you
Party.
can't really wreak anything else. It's you don't wreak joy.
It's. We'll work on it. Okay, we'll work on it. We have time to grow and heal. We are young and we
Look,
are hot.
It looks like they're
okay?
getting somewhere.
I am hot.
Maybe.
Yes.
This seems
You're
productive.
right.
Like who knew shadows could be so hot until you?
It's
Thank
like
you.
your ritual in the morning. You
Wait,
brush
like
your teeth
Alice
and then
says,
you
a trend
make peace
setter.
with your shadow.
Thank you. You know what? You're right.
I think
I
she's
don't
calling her
need
shadow
any
hot.
magic weapon.
Maybe.
I am...
You are your own shadow.
I am my own shadow. I mean, I'm your shadow, but I am also my own shadow at the same time.
Yes.
You know what? Fuck
Seems good.
Damien and fuck that partisan.
There we go.
I hate them now.
Oh,
we're
God.
still gonna be working with them, so it's a good working.
I'm glad he's
relationship.
dead.
You. Oh, that was not the 180 I was.
Now it like took a turn
Yeah.
again.
Okay,
Yeah, now
well,
let's see
I'm
how we
gonna
can
finish
have
up,
it.
and then we can go. We'll probably I don't know, go graduate or something.
Yeah.
Or something.
Wish I could spit. I'd spit on him.
Yo, V, are you good? It seemed like that was going well, and then kind of not at the end. But
Generally, okay, if we're going to do an average of how that conversation went, it went well.
that seemed like a good one. You're hyping you're hyping them up.
Yes.
About what?
I got them very excited about how the fact that we are going to be outside and Perdit will be visible in their full shadowy wonderfulness.
Oh, cool. Some of these kids are starting to stare. We should probably
Quite
I mean,
used
how
to it
can I
at this
say, look how hot I am.
we should probably wrap. We should probably eat.
They're all
faster.
younger than us. I don't know if we have to worry about that.
I have carrot sticks. I don't know.
Ooh, carrot sticks.
Carrots.
Ooh.
Okay, do you want shadow carrots?
No.
Okay.
Well, this was it was still fun. It was definitely a weird. This is a weird experience. This is a weird idea. Come back here, but still, nostalgic. Maybe
The
we
mac
should.
and cheese was quite good.
Yeah, that alone kind of made it worth it.
Mhm.
Again, we should give him 30 minutes, kind of just see where he's at. Definitely don't bring it up. He might
Yeah,
cry on the
definitely.
spot. So, where does graduation actually happen? I don't remember.
It will happen in the Citadel proper, in kind of like an auditorium.
Oh, how much time do we have? Do we have to get dressed? Do we have to change?
Yeah, with the batons and robes and
Oh shit.
Yes, you do need to put on some nicest clothes, but I mean it is a formal ceremony. There's no uniform for the guild,
I
but
think they're not wrinkled. I should be fine.
Just
Um.
prestidigitate.
Oh yeah, you have the thing. I always forget. It's like
Do you want it to be a different color? How are you feeling about the color?
probably the same as everyone else.
Well, I mean,
Unless
it can
are
be
they all
like,
different?
everyone has their own sense of style, so I'd imagine so.
Give me like a navy with like a silver trim.
Okay. Prestidigitate.
Whoa. Like,
It will only last an hour unless you come see me to keep it going.
oh. And then it's in the Citadel. So like, are we gonna be? How much time we got before we gotta be like in the chairs?
it's early or the ceremony's late afternoon, so you got plenty of time.
What should
Don't
we
go
do?
get drunk again. But ignoring that advice, you guys go back and drink another
oh,
5
they're
foot
playing over
cube
the cards.
of
It's like
Not
a-
really. I'm not. No, it's not. There's no reason to get the alcohol.
But you guys get ready. You go to graduation. It's not a super formal or super long ceremony. There's no commencement or anything like that. The big purpose of this ceremony is for you to swear your oaths, take on the bond of the apprentice formally, get your bond stone. So you're sitting there right on time. The ceremony starts, and Juniper Taliadora, Master Juniper Taliadora, who is, for lack of a better term, the guild's master of HR, comes in the room, up onto the stage to the podium, and looks out across. Let me begin by congratulating you on making it to this day. 7+ years ago, you were selected by a member of the guild as a potential applicant. You went through 3 years of apprenticeship before being selected for adventuring training. You went through 4 or more, in some cases, years of training. Then we asked you to go into the field for 6 months, face dangers that you had learned about but never seen. You have come through all that we've asked of you successfully. And so today it is my pleasure to welcome you to the guild. With that, however, does come a price, as all things should. It's a price you agreed to when you joined the academy, and you'll confirm that choice again today. As apprentices of the guild, we ask 2 things from you: 2 years of service and 4,000 gold pieces to pay back your training and to fulfill the guild's main task, which is protecting those who cannot protect themselves, as we have done for a millennia now. As I call your names, I will invite you up here on the stage, where you will swear your oath and accept your bondstone. Here in this last moment, I offer all of you an opportunity to leave. From this point forward, you will be a member, or if you accept this, you will be a member of the guild for the rest of your life. She looks around. Nobody leaves. I mean, if you were going to leave, you probably did it by this point.
Does that mean we don't have to pay back the student loans?
I think it means a lot of other things too, but yes.
When nobody, she gives it a moment, nobody leaves, and she smiles. Well, this year won't be the first year someone leaves either. And she holds up her arm, and as she does, her sleeve falls down. You can see her bond cord. Very simple. White stone, like a cylinder, almost, cylindrical, with a hole through the center, and a very simple twine cord. But you've seen these for years now. You know that there's no knot. It's a single piece of twine. And she says, the stone represents your ties to the guild, and the cord, unbroken and unbreakable, is the ties between the guild and yourself. And then she calls you up one by one. The oath is very simple. It's essentially, do you accept the position of an apprentice in the adventuring guild? As you say, I do, the bond cord which is put on your hand and the twine comes around and they put the two sides side by side. As you say I do, they take their hand off and now the cord is whole. Unbreakable, uncuttable, part of you forevermore. It goes a lot quicker than you'd think for the 50, 100 people in this room. Half an hour later, you're walking out. No longer students, no longer unsworn apprentices, but true apprentices of the Adventuring Guild. There's only one thing left, your assignment. Another night of partying follows, slightly less destructive. You hear that Damien should be here any time now, but at noon the next day, Master Teleodora has requested your presence to discuss your assignment. All right, anything you guys want to do before your meeting?
Like tugging on the bondstone as hard as I can and being like, damn, they're really not fucking around with these things. It really is unbreakable.
Yeah, it looks like with any sort of effort at all, you should be able to break it.
Yeah.
It's the kind of twine that you tie a package closed
And
with.
I'm just like really yanking on it and just be like, wow.
I mean, it makes for a good, fidget object. Then, I'm no stranger
Yeah.
to having things permanently on my body, so, this is
That's
nothing.
true. Wish we kind of got to pick the stone though. I mean, these are cool and all, but
I don't know. Do you want me to see if I can change the color of it?
try it. Make it. Can you make it
No,
blue?
you really don't want it to change color. That's part of the
Well,
point of the
oh,
stone.
oh, shoot, you're right. You're right.
Well,
That's
no,
like a
if that's
whole thing.
along a gradient. Well, how about
That
the
was
string?
like day one.
Let's see if I can
Oh
change
yeah,
the string
make
color.
the string like red.
Okay. I tap the string and cast Prestidigitation to try and turn it red.
It does not change.
Oh,
Damn, worth
it
a
was worth
try.
a shot.
Can I
Yeah,
like,
good
move it
call,
up
Warren.
my arm so it doesn't get in the way when I'm trying to mix the potions? Otherwise, it's go clank.
Yeah, it's relatively loose. You can, roll it up some.
That's good.
Man, this is so cool.
Yeah.
I can't wait to show mom and dad.
We did that. We
We're
did
in.
it.
This is 7 years. This is like a big deal.
We're fucking grown-ups. This is weird. Oh shit, this is insane. I love it!
Oh shit. We're grown-ups. Do you have to pay taxes?
Yes.
Well, I think that's what the 4,000 gold is.
In some ways.
1,000 gold. That's a lot. I've never had that much
Yep.
at any one time. Not even close.
Oh, this is a lot of window bets.
And
That's
that's each. So, between, the four of us and then Damien, that's
Mhm.
20,000 gold.
Dang.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't say how we have to earn it, so
Just
I-
that we
can do whatever we want as far as
Right.
acquiring the money.
Yes, but
Can you do me a favor and phrase it in such a way that's not quite so ominous?
We
Yeah,
can do
I-
whatever we want as long as we also do all of our responsibilities for
That
the
didn't
job.
help, but I'm just
No,
gonna
we
just
will find
find-
ethical ways to earn money.
Yes, that's what I mean. Dude, I'm not gonna do anything messed up. I wouldn't
Come on,
do
let's
that.
be honest. If we were going to be worried about anyone doing something unethical, I feel like you'd be worried about me doing
Yeah,
it.
it's not. I just don't know how to say it good.
Yes, because it has never gotten. Anyways,
I have not learned my lesson, Borum. I know
Anything
that.
we
But I'm
are
not
gonna
gonna do anything
is
to
gonna
get
be
you all in danger.
harmless. Only endangering probably
that's
us.
what you said last time.
Okay, but
I
that was,
distinctly remember
Was
going to
that
the
I'm not
night-
gonna.
quite
I'm
a
not
while.
going
Was
to
that night
consciously do
legendary or
anything
not?
to put your
Yes
life
or
at
no?
risk, or any of your guys' life at risk.
Yes, we're a team now. Well, we've always been a team, but now we're like for real a team, like legally a team.
Off in your
Legal
team name.
teams.
Oh, you're right. We gotta wait till Damien's here to come up with it. He might have some input. That's a big one. We need to. We can't take.
I mean, we got
lightly.
2
can't-
years to workshop it.
Yeah,
with
that's true.
wherever we end up.
That's true. We gotta go. We gotta go get assigned.
Oh, yeah, that's a thing.
All right, so you guys make your way to the administration building, like the real administration building, no little out building like the Haven Project has, and into a large waiting room where you see not all of your classmates. They're pretty staggered on the times, but there's still some waiting, and some that are there early. You're surprised by how many are there early, as though like they just can't concentrate on anything else, and you kind of understand this is, the next 2 years of your life. But right on time, you are called into Master Teliadora's office. There's 6 chairs in front of her desk. She invites you to sit. She says, you haven't selected a name yet. Well,
We're not ready yet.
no.
wait?
Yeah, no, sometimes it takes time. Don't rush.
Okay, thank God.
Can you just write like party pending?
No, we'll just,
That's how we accidentally get a name, like Party Pending.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. We're not
Well,
doing
I
that.
mean, we should make it a full team input, and we
Yes.
are
Right,
still
right,
missing
right,
one.
right.
If we're gonna have a team name, it's gonna be cool as hell.
I'll be honest with you, it seems to come in one of two ways. Either you've known your name since the day you met, or you haven't figured it out yet, and you will.
What's the stupidest name you've heard?
DDA.
The stupidest name I've ever heard?
Yeah.
The Fuck Kills.
The what?
Yeah. This is very stupid.
Hold on. DDA.
I hate to
think
say
about
it, but they didn't finish their apprenticeship. They disappeared in their area of responsibility. I don't think they ever took it quite serious enough. We as a guild don't like to talk about that, and I don't want to scare you, but I do want to ensure that you are taking this with all due gravity. I know that each of you has done well in training, but as a group you also have a certain reputation for hijinks. And that's fine. Often the groups with hijinks are the ones who do the best, but for everyone that does, there's a fuck kill that just disappears and they're never seen again.
I feel like they're missing something in that phrasing.
Mm-hmm. What was one of their names? What were their names in
I-
the fuck kill group?
I don't remember, to be fair.
Was one of them named Mary?
But I see them often. No, their fuck kills was because they were like, we're gonna fucking kill you. And I told you it was the dumbest name I've ever heard.
Yeah, that's like a straight up crime as a
So-
team name.
Well, it was certainly cursed. Every
Weird
year, we lose groups of adventurers on their apprenticeship. We ask for a lot of money, and it's not money that you can make sitting around a village, which is, to be honest, part of the reason that we ask for this. One of our goals as the guild is not just to protect the people of the village. At the end of the day, they don't need us to protect them. That's what the Angel Stone is for. Our goal is to ensure that there can be some sort of world outside of the Angel Stones. We've done this for 1,000 years. We should have been able to pacify every village area around every existing village. And by and large, we've managed to do that. And just require vigilance. But other times, adventurers don't take it as serious as they should, or bad luck is no stranger to anyone. We don't speak about this to trainees, but as members of the guild, I can also let you know, and I'll require this to be a secret. And when she says that, your Bondstone vibrates just a little bit, as though This is a command from a master. You can speak with it amongst yourselves and any members of the guild, but not amongst those outside of it. We have more villages than graduates. We try to keep so that no more than 4 or 5 years goes without a team assigned to a village, but sometimes time passes and there's things get missed, paperwork gets misfiled, what have you, and villages go longer than that. The area around them goes wild. That being said, reaches over, pulls the folder over and opens it up. I don't know that any village has been lost as long as Good Hope, the one that I'm assigning you to.
Good. Have any of you been there before?
I've never heard of it.
Me neither.
No one from the guild has been there in 57 years.
At all? Not even like passing through?
No.
Holy shit.
That's a long time.
It would seem that at some point it was removed from our records.
That's suspicious.
I wish I could say it was. We are a large organization that sits afloat of a sea of paperwork, and things get misfiled.
I know, but just like losing a whole town?
Yeah. Somebody took the file with them and it's sitting in a drawer somewhere. You're no stranger to that. I'm read your file. I know each of you was exposed to the Stone of Destiny.
Oh.
Oh, God, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Well, what's the current state of the village, or what are we walking into?
though we haven't put anyone there for 57 years, the village is fine. It's still under the Angel Stone. It's thrived in that time. There hasn't been any trade until just recently. She pulls a map out of the general location, and this is well out of date. But in general terms, from the portal from here, Good Hope is a day and a half to the east. 2 days west of there is the village of Pine Harbor. The Sirens are currently stationed there. You know the Sirens that are a year ahead of you? They were a all-woman, all-bard party, hence the name the Sirens.
It's a good name.
They were so cool.
They were like the best of the best last year. I know there's some distance, but they will be available to back you up if they need it. They have been slowly pacifying the area around Pine Harbor and trying to work towards Good Hope. They were exploring the area that they discovered, the village of Good Hope, and reopened communication with the guild.
Based on the communication that has occurred thus far, do any of the leadership in Good Hope seem resentful at having been neglected for so long?
You could say that. You could say the sky was blue, that water was wet, that winter is cold.
To what degree does this resentment run?
As you know, the guild takes a tithe from all villages that we protect twice a year. At present negotiations, we will not be taking a tithe from Good Hope for a period of 57 years.
Understandable.
1 year for every year that we abandon them.
I mean, it's kind of fair.
That's pretty, guild politics enough, even just as, brand new apprentices, to know that that's pretty, unheard of. The guild doesn't give people free rides.
So you're saying that this is just as much of a diplomatic mission as a security mission?
I'm saying that you are going to have to earn your place in that village. And that I expect that you will accomplish all of your missions and the mission of showing the residents of Good Hope that we appreciate them and are happy to have them back as part of our...
So, bring some goodwill to Good Hope.
Yes.
I
We
suppose
can do that, right?
Yeah, no, for sure.
We got it.
I suppose from there, who would primary contacts in terms of town leadership be?
The town administrator is named Belinda Goodhope.
Like their family founded the village?
My understanding is that they take their name from the village, not the other way around. But they have been essentially hereditary mayors for as long as anyone can remember.
Interesting.
Though she has the title of administrator.
Are there any other specific concerns that were noticed by the sirens or voiced by the residents that we should know as we go in there?
How do you mean?
Well, I mean, yeah.
Like just like external threats. Not that it could get through the Angel Stone, but things get courageous if left unattended and unchecked.
Right.
So
Sirens have not made much headway into your area of responsibility. To be honest, once they discovered the village of Good Hope, they really just started concentrating more on the western side of theirs, knowing that we were going to put a team in place. We would have liked to have put a team of journeymen in here instead of apprentices, but if there's one thing the guild has never enough of, it's journeymen. So, we're looking to you.
We got this.
yeah, no, we'll do fine.
Is there, like, how long before we should set out?
We'll wait for your brother. It's dangerous. Remember that anytime that you're not under an angel stone, you are in danger, no matter how peaceful or pacified the area seems. So we'll send you together.
I guess what's the climate like? Like the temp is it like temperate and stuff like that? Mountainous? I don't know.
Yeah, what should we pack?
It's unknown.
Yeah, I guess that would make sense.
The sirens say, and they're in the area, they've been there for the last year, reported that the winter was cold and there was a lot of snow.
Right.
Summers were long and dry, wet spring and fall. So the area seems to have been hit hard during the last war, and we see the kind of mix of terrains that you often do in those sort of areas. But I would expect anything.
And we have no information about if the sirens had fought anything nearby. So if
They
had-
fought many things. They've been concentrating on the river that feeds into the lake that Pine Harbor sits on and gets its name from. So they fought, from my last report I saw from them, they could make an army's worth of crocodile boots and those sort of things. Swamp terrain, as you'd imagine, being close to the rivers. Towards Good Hope was just plain forest land. So far, they haven't accomplished anything or ran into anything too difficult in the last year, but they haven't really strayed too far from Pine Harbor either. The furthest east they've made it was Good Hope.
Okay.
We would like you to, because our records are so out of date, we are willing to pay a stipend for gazetteers of the area. If you want to return reports to the Citadel of places around Good Hope of interest, we would be more than happy to pay a stipend on that.
Like map making?
Map making, notes.
Yes, we're in.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We can be taking the scientific notes. I am very happy to start doing this.
I could probably do some sketches too.
All of that
So-
would be greatly appreciated.
I guess the other thing would just be, how long do we have? Is there a hard deadline, or is it just until we
The 2 years.
finish the job? Two full years from today?
2 full years from the day you enter the village.
Okay, we can do that.
Yeah.
2 years, 4,000 gold.
And
And a partridge.
Never had a partridge before. Are they good?
I think they're like little pigeons.
Oh, never mind.
But I guess also, I mean, because there's still a distance between the village itself and the portal park. My question would then be, like, how frequently would you want these packets of information sent back,
You just
or
send
would
them
there
through
be
the mail
people
network.
coming? Okay, just part of like when just people come through for it wouldn't be for tithing, but for
Yeah.
like those interested in.
Every
the-
journeyman, well,
yeah.
not every journeyman, but like every village is assigned to a journeyman who rides a circuit. In fact, your 6 months in the field was assigned to that journeyman or to one of those journeymen riding a circuit. They provide mentorship to the adventuring parties, a little bit of muscle sometimes. You know, these are more experienced. They've done their 2 years and gotten that experience. But the other thing that they do is they provide mail service.
Yeah. Who would be our particular report journeyman?
I
first?
will let you know when I have one assigned to the area.
Fair.
The particular journeyman for that area is completed his tasking and will be returning here to teach at the academy for a few years. So we will see who amongst the graduating apprentices decides to stay with the guild and who remains at their village, and from there I will assign someone. But look for them within a month of getting there.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I mean, I think between the 5 of us, we can get some really organized notes and other such things.
Remember, the Wild has had 57 years to crawl or claim back that area. I cannot overstate the danger you face. I have faith in you or I would not be assigning you. The last thing Good Hope needs is to have another group disappear and feel as though they've been abandoned a second time.
The last group disappeared.
Another?
I mean, do you remember the story she told us about the killing people? Like,
Yeah, the
Oh, yeah.
fuck kills, but those seemed like dingbats.
Those were dingbats, but yes, that was
I would
before
get-
my time. But the last adventuring party assigned went out one day and never returned. They were
I'm
18
supposing this-
months into their apprenticeship in an area that had been considered pacified for years, decades.
I'm supposing these is the optimism, the silver lining here is that, I mean, every adventuring party goes out for adventuring and does not return at some point. It may not be so much about the village. It may just be that, if the party does not come back, then they don't come back.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. I mean,
that's optimism.
I mean,
Everyone, it's like sort of like the last place you look. It's just like eventually someone dies. And it's
hell,
the
who
way of
knows?
nature.
Maybe we'll find them.
Yeah, exactly. And maybe they'll have nice mushrooms growing out of their corpses.
Well, would there be much left?
What other questions do you have for me?
I feel like
Oh.
that, we pretty much covered most
I
things,
guess.
but
Is there anyone who's particularly outspoken about the fact that any number of us are being sent there?
The blacksmith in town, Bruno, seems to be particularly outspoken about everyone.
okay. So he's one of those guys.
That's understandable.
Is it a particularly so how do you say a cosmopolitan kind of village? Because I mean, my village is only with the rat folk, but is there many? Is it a good? Is it a mix of people? Is it xenophobic or what is?
There is mostly humans. You'll understand that the sirens didn't take a full demographic, but there is notes here that they saw at least one tiefling, which nowadays, how many plain touch, families have plain touch blood in them already, no surprise there. There is an elf family who remembers the last adventuring party.
Well, do they have what's their name? Just a family name.
It is Driscoll. Brunar is a dwarf, as you may expect, being a blacksmith, but I'll let you meet Brunar yourself.
The way you said that worries me.
Yeah, that's a little that raised an eyebrow a little bit.
I would appreciate some warning. You're giving a look. You're giving a look.
What is he like? What can we like? We bring something in that would immediately get in good with
I
it?
don't know. I feel like a bride. Like, I mean, he might have like being given stuff, but like, would we be seeing soft for like what would essentially be a bride?
As far as the sirens or the guild negotiators that we've sent there can tell, the only thing Bruno likes is his wife and children, and hates everything else.
When I'm thinking we have also sort of charging before the trumpet, so to speak, here, that we do not know who exactly all the personalities are there, and more just data points. And so, it's actually very exciting that we can meet those.
Yeah. No, he seems to be just particularly distasteful. All the reports mention him by name, and that you need to be careful what you say, but there's no way of being careful enough.
Okay. I think we'll figure it out.
I'm gonna make this man laugh. I'm gonna try and accomplish that. I'm just saying. That's like a personal side goal in like the grand scheme of getting this man to at least tolerate our presence.
Well, I'll back you up if it doesn't go well.
That's much appreciated. I am not good in a fight, at least when it comes to people trying to punch me in the face.
Is anyone really?
I mean, Dominic is.
No, I mean that's a pretty famous saying. Like everyone's, thinks they're good in a fight until they get punched in the face. So like, I'm spot on that one.
I feel like we've seen you get punched in the face at some point.
I guess I don't know. It's hard to react gracefully when one gets punched in the face.
Yeah, I believe it was an angel by the name of Micaiah Fyson that said that.
That must have been like thousands of years ago. I think I remember that in
It's a quote that just sometimes when you get a money quote, it sticks with you.
Yeah, it's just one of those things.
Lives on long after you should.
Lasted the test of time.
Yeah. Only true form of immortality there is, I think.
Getting punched in the face.
Bleak.
A good turn of phrase. Well then, I will let you prepare. You will leave here as soon as Damien makes his way back, takes his oath. We'll give you, I suppose, a night for him to sleep in before we send you back out into the wild. If there's no other questions, then thank you for coming and congratulations.
Thank you. It's an honor.
It's definitely something.
All right, where do you guys want to go?
Do we?
See, now I think we can officially celebrate.
So
That's what I'm
Well,
talking
yeah,
about.
but like now it was all formal. But I mean, do you want to do like, I don't know, maybe like a nice dinner rather than my other form of celebrating?
Let's go have a sensible glass of champagne.
Go somewhere nice. We could get dressed up, and we can go somewhere nice and just have a nice meal.
Yeah, we can go to that one place.
Yeah.
In
And then we should
middle-
also probably do it again when Damien gets here, so he doesn't feel like that.
Yeah, for sure. He gets, like, he doesn't admit it, but he gets really sensitive about that sort of thing.
I mean, again, I'm not against, having like a party and fun and all that stuff. I'm just saying
we know
we
you're
don't
cool.
need to throw each other into bottles of alcohol.
That was
Agreed.
okay, but that was
I don't know how else to say agree to disagree.
I hit
Tell you
that
what.
wall pretty hard, and to be honest, my back was bothering me for a little while. But
Yeah,
I think I'm like all back into shape now. But it was fun, and it was worth it, and I will stand by that. 10 out of 10 would do it again.
Next time I'm not gonna miss. I swear. Next time I'm gonna nail it.
I should
but
see if I can figure out some spells to make that even more fun.
And
I'm just
now
saying,
we have
like-
the story, and the story is what makes people immortalize now.
But Dorm, don't worry. We know you're like cool. We know you're with it. We don't think you're
That's
like a
not
stick
what
in
I'm
the
worried
mud or
about.
anything. Like we know you're.
That's
we know
not
you're.
what I'm worried about.
We know you're
No.
down to
Cool.
clown when the
Cool.
time is right.
I do appreciate
saying.
you being the voice of reason. It's not your fault I don't listen.
I'm just saying, like, my father snuck in a bottle of whiskey into my mother's supply crate, and we could have just some fun and play some games and
Just a friend
just
hang.
chill and not throw each other into walls and get kicked out of a place. That'd be nice for once, wouldn't it?
Well, I mean,
I
that was
think
like,
so.
If we're just hanging out with just us, then like no one can really kick us out. So
and I mean, it's not as fun getting thrown into a wall if it's just us watching.
yeah, you need a. Verity needs an
I don't think
audience.
it'd ever
You
be
know
fun.
this.
No, that definitely feels like it's an audience thing.
It's a very sort of voyeur, exhibitionist kind of a thing.
Come on, I've always loved like being at the center of a party. Like, so I mean, that is definitely a problem I have to work on. But I can do that when I'm old and like physically can't do
Yeah.
that anymore.
But also, like, you don't really like do it. It just kind of happens.
I'm just saying.
Just
I
by
did, I
nature
did
of
very
you.
much do this. It didn't just happen. I asked.
I just mean the center of the you know,
It
the
is,
party.
yeah, it's very.
I'm
weird that
just
you
I'm
would
just
be-
suggesting a nice chill night
I mean,
of
don't, like, I'm down. I don't
I'm
need
agreeing.
to throw people.
I am agreeing with you. Like, we can
Yeah.
just have a nice
Like,
night.
I don't, you know, it's just the one. It just felt right in the moment, you know.
Yeah.
We
But I
have
mean,
about,
if you want to be the center of the party, you were certainly hitting the walls a lot, and so.
Unfortunately, I did not go from the window to the wall, which would have worked much better for you.
I was
The
aiming
window
up.
was my home.
You guys want to do any prep before you go? You have about 2 days of downtime.
Oh
I
boy.
want to take a peek at Verity's spellbook, if they will let me.
Do you try to steal it first for old times?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Make a sleight of hand check.
Oh, 14.
Do I roll perception to counter it?
Yep.
Contested perception. Oh,
25.
Oh, watch.
So in the middle of the night, you see like Alice sneak into your room.
Oh, at least we do stealth. At least we do stealth.
Okay, go for it.
Thank you. I'm better at that.
If this also doesn't be, oh,
That is a 33 stealth.
Oh, so in the middle of the night, you don't see Alice sneak into your room.
but you do hear
Rummaging.
rummage.
Yeah. And rummage through your pack.
Can I, like, turn over and just kind of, like, mage hand it out and snatch it before, as soon as she sees it?
Verity, Verity, wake up! Wake up! Alice is stealing your spellbook. I knew we couldn't trust her. She must be working with Damien. Kill her.
It's fine. It's the same thing. It's like, you never said anything about it before.
Well, I didn't think that we couldn't trust her, but now she's working with Damien.
We all work with him.
I can trust her.
Alice, would you like to read my spell book? Come on. Alright, come on. Verity lights a candle. She's like, come on, I'll show you.
I'm gonna cuddle up.
Alright. So, this one, it's really good for pranks. It's called Grease. And I also, this one's a little bit stronger. It's called Create Pit.
Also good for pranks.
It's just like, you could really get people in a rut with that one.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we got Hallucinations. Limp Lash. That one's kind of fucked up, but like, Perdite really does like participating in that one.
That one's kind of fucked up.
It's weird stuff. And then I've also got some stuff that'll be helpful when we're traveling, especially if we have to do this. And like, I mean, Perdite is actually very helpful with that.
I am so helpful.
I even can like do more if like Perdite, and if I'm able to like talk with Perdite as I like get ready in the morning.
Yeah. I'm super remembering. Like, you're lucky to have me.
I am lucky to have you, and I do appreciate you, and thank you for the warning.
Yeah, don't trust her.
I do trust her. She's my best friend.
You know what? You
and
can't
we've
trust
been-
that other sea strike either. They're probably all turning against you. They're all with Dominic now, or Damien now.
Why did you make the turn into being paranoid? I was trying to like give you confidence, and now you're acting paranoid.
Because you opened my eyes.
You don't have eyes. You're a shadow.
I still have eyes. You just can't see them.
What color are your eyes, Perdite?
Gray, of course.
That's great.
Oh, you're so funny.
Well, I have to be if I have to deal with you.
That joke was so corny.
Bad.
Like, we need to just.
So
But anyways, I've lived with Alice before. Like, it's not any different than it was before.
Yeah,
So
that
just
was before Damien got to her. Damien can't be trusted. He believes in gods.
I spent so much work trying to like be better about that, and you're just gonna be like that?
I'm just saying that you can't trust anybody that's that unhinged. We know the gods are dead.
funny.
Well, you know what? You can argue with Potty about that. I'm not going to cause that to be an issue again, because that's the whole reason why things went to shit in the first place.
Yeah, because you were smart enough to see through and realize that that boy was crazy. Only crazy people talk to an imaginary friend.
You know, I remember being a child and not realizing what you were and just thinking you were an imaginary friend, and then by the time I realized you weren't, is what made me decide to go to the academy so I could figure out what the fuck you were.
Share,
Still working on that.
pretty, goes up on the wall, and like you can see like the outline of like crossed arms. And it's like, let's be fair, Verity. You are kind of crazy.
That's not very nice.
You don't have me to be nice. You have me to help you. And I'm trying to help you by telling you that you can't trust the God boy.
I'm going to trust my friends.
I'm your friend.
If I get hurt for that, you can say you were right all you
No,
want.
I can't, because when the God boy gets you guys killed because he's off talking to his dead God friend, then like I won't be there anymore either. I need you around. Like, you opened my eyes, and I thank you for that. I had forgotten how unhinged he was.
Well, in the grand scheme of things, I feel like I am fundamentally worse than him. So, I mean,
Is Party
like
even
my-
real? Or did he make him up?
I don't think he's lying about it.
Like,
You
was I-
and you said you were able to talk
Well,
to
we
him,
talk- like,
so don't try that.
But yeah, was I talking to him or was I talking to Damien? Was Damien throwing
No one
his
else-
voice?
No one else can
mental voice.
understand you. But no, because no one else has been able to speak to you. Like, you can understand them, but only if they say things out loud.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Unless you can read minds and you're just not telling me things.
no,
now.
I think he can like,
Damien. You think Damien is a telepath?
I think he can push like his thoughts into mine, and that Party doesn't exist, and that that's what I was thinking. Like I thought it was, and
Pedit, you are as smart as I am. Please just stop for a second and realize what you're saying if you're just trying to justify your newfound dislike for both of them.
you're saying I shouldn't dislike them,
I don't dislike them.
so we should like them.
They are friends. Like we should like all of our friends.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, they're the people we have to rely on and care about. And it's better to have that than to not have that at all.
Right. So we love them.
Platonically,
Okay. So why did we break the boy's heart? He's probably dead in a ditch somewhere because you broke his heart.
It's just a circle.
if he were dead in a ditch, we would have been told that at the briefing. We wouldn't be waiting for him to come back.
We're gonna wait forever.
We won't
He
be
was our
waiting
best
that
friend.
long. We won't be waiting that long.
Emotional
Don't-
whiplash.
Limp flash.
You won't be waiting that long. You can't keep like
We should have taken
when
better
you
care of him.
spiral, I start spiraling.
Well, I can't have you spiral. That's what's pulling me into this spiral.
I'm just gonna
Look,
stop looking through the spellbook now because I sense some emotion going on. So I'm
We're
just
not
gonna
we're not
cuddle.
gonna lose our friends. Not
Hold
that
on.
not that easy. We're not gonna lose our friends that easily.
Is it okay?
Yes, I'm sorry, Alice. Just when it comes, I'm responsible for not only my own emotions but those of Hedif, since we are just stuck. So
I
You're making it sound like it is very scary to have.
It's not that it's scary, it's just
I could be scary. If someone tries to fucking hurt our friends, I'm going to be so scary.
Is it very weird that like your body is not all your own?
it is. To actually be alone, I have to make Petty go away, and where I do that, but the only way to do that is to be just in a place where there's no light, and that's not fair to Perdite either.
I hate it.
And I don't like doing that because it's not fair. So I try to limit how often I actually have to do that.
Do you think it was a like you have probably more of the experience? Do you think it was a bad idea that I attached my body to something else as well, or is there a positive side to it all?
You chose to do this, and you are one of the smartest people I know, and I look up to you greatly. I believe that you know what you're doing, and that's why I kept asking about, like, the sentience of it, because dealing with something other than yourself can be rewarding, but also difficult. I think you'll be fine, and we can learn about what's happening with you together. We can figure it out and see how your thesis evolves and how you change, and you will never be alone for it.
But I'm wanting you to know also that you are not alone, even if your body has sentience and mine does not, and so I am.
Yeah.
Like, you are with the mind in your own body, but you are also with minds outside your body in as strong a bond. There is no magic as strong as this cuddle, and I'm going to cuddle tighter.
You do give the best hugs.
Yeah, it's the rat fingers. They grip. The big teeth. They bite.
Well, I just imagine that, like, she's also just soft.
Very fluffy.
Yeah, and in that moment, Borum and Dominic come in, and the four of you spend
Did we
a
interrupt?
companionable evening before leaving the safety of the academy one last time. Well, not one last time, but for the last time as the academy being your home, or the Citadel being your home. In 2 days, you'll be out in the wild, and Good Hope will be your home for the next 2 years. And that's where we'll wrap. Thank you, everyone, for watching with us tonight, and we'll see everyone next week.